Hello, 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 and welcome back to She Designs Her Life. I have my one of my co-hosts, Chip. Say hi, baby. Say hi. You say hi? He says hi. Hello. Look at your face. Oh, if you guys could see this, he looks so cute. Okay, so I'm gonna jump right in. I hope everybody's had a great week. I have been, oh my God, just chip dropping things. So I had this pre-recorded and I didn't like it. And then it was like a blessing in disguise. It didn't post. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to re record it. I don't like it. I was really listening to it. I was like, I just sounded very like sad. Like, not sad, but like, if anybody knows how girls are the week of our period or when we have or are getting our period, we just like sound like bleh. Like, I felt bleh. And I was just like, meh. I was like, let's not. TMI on that one. All right. Well, you know what? Shit happens. But I then decided, let me re record this and put it out and celebrate 75 episodes. Yay. I am so excited. Like, it's been a passion project. I have my show. It's been a passion project. Like, in all honesty, it started out one way, it went another way, and then it's going another way. The whole thought of this, and like I know you guys have probably heard me say it, this started out as like I was going to share stories about like crazy stories that I heard from clients. Like it was going to be completely like Carrie Bradshaw level, like funny, wild, even things that I've overheard from friends or people that I meet in bars or restaurants. Like it was just going to be a story format. Like it was going to be, you know, I was newly single and I'm like, okay, I can definitely dive into like what's single, dating in the wild, like dating on apps, kind of going through it. So it's like it's evolved where I still feel like even though I'm not on apps, I still feel like I am gonna like share dating stories and stuff, but it's more because I'm not doing it as often, so I have to compile them other than like one crazy story. Granted, yes, I know I've had some crazy stories. Dating, it's crazy. And I was watching an Instagram reel and I was like, wait a second. There's a girl that's like, why am I being judged for not wanting to have children, not being in a relationship because it's a choice? I prefer being alone rather than being unhappy. And in my head, I'm going, actually, I am so much happier being alone than miserable or upset or being in a relationship and being upset. Like, at what point? That could be a whole episode discussing at what point do you just realize your happiness is more. I feel like I've spoken about it, but I feel like I want to revamp my thoughts. So, anywho, this has literally been a happy passion project. Yes, there's been some crazy stories. Yes, there's been some wildness, but it's going to be ever evolving and ever changing, just like me. So, with that being said, I am in a new little light of life, so it is going to be a little different. I am going to have the episodes, I'm going to stick to 2 episodes a month for right now. This is, listen, I didn't put a second one in March. I've also been doing a lot of apartment stuff as being home, balancing some new things, which I'm going to dive into at the end of this podcast episode. Um, so it's just been a lot of things that I'm doing. So I think for the month of April, I'm gonna do 2 episodes. Maybe I'll get wild and put like a maybe if I feel like it. But I'm feeling like 2 episodes is really good. So yes. So it is morning. I am drinking coffee. I'm not gonna say which morning. Although I am gonna post something so people are gonna know what I'm wearing. So whatever. I don't give a shit. So anyhow, this episode is called 75 episodes, spring cleaning, and a new job? Oh my. Okay. So, spring cleaning. This guest room was a dumping ground for when they were doing the flood restoration, right? I have yet to like take out the clothing, so I started saying to myself, I really need to purge. Like I have sweaters that I've owned for years that I have not worn. They're sitting in a bin right in front of me. Haven't worn one of them. Are they cute? Can I wear them probably spring into like fall, like at fall? Yes. So I'm being cautious where it's like I'm not putting myself, that's the one thing. Purge and get rid of things, but don't do it where you're going to have to be forced to purchase again. Ding, ding, ding. Like, think ahead. Don't say, like, okay, I haven't worn this in a year. I'm not going to wear it ever again. No, don't do that because you may need it and you may wear it again. Like, if it's a great sweater that you got like no usage out of, you could wear it. Even like with shorts, like there's beach days where it's like shorts and sweater if they're not super heavy. Yep. I said it. So I'm talking about stuff that's like raggedy and I'm really going through stuff. Like there's some things that were really kind of ruined. Um or like clothes that just don't fit me properly or maybe I'm changing my style, which yes I am. I change my style all the effing time. Like I'm sorry, I'm wearing a yellow long sleeve shirt. When the fuck do I wear yellow? Never. Like I am playing with color. I feel like it kind of brings out positive or it could drown me out. I don't know. It's supposed to be a dark autumn, but I was feeling kind of springy today. It's decent weather outside and I'm going to Sunday dinner at my mom's house later. Um, so yeah. So I decided to be yellow, butter yellow. I think it is. I think it's called butter yellow, pale yellow, whatever. So when it comes to that, I was getting dressed this morning and I was like editing out my jeans. I pulled out my jeans and all of my jeans fell on the floor and I was like, okay. So then I start looking at graphic tees and I'm like, let me start getting rid of shit. I have a pickup happening not this Friday, the next Friday, like 2 weeks from now. So I'm giving myself enough time to put together like linens, uh, any type of stuff that I need to get rid of. Bye bye. Blankets. I hoard fucking cozy blankets more than anybody in the world. Gotta get rid of some at some point. So I'm really gonna be like doing that. So this morning I put on all my jeans and I got rid of like 4 pairs. Really wasn't a lot in the grand scheme of things, but I really hoard and I buy too many jeans. Can't help it. But with I'll go into something else. Okay. So, sweaters, shirts, dingy. Like I have some old ass shirts that could be made into rags that I'm just going to throw away and not donate. But it's like I don't know why I hold on to these things. I don't know. But I want to say don't go overboard. If there's nice things that you could like potentially sell or donate. There are people who are in need. So spring cleaning really was brought on very early for me because of the flood. I got rid of a lot of stuff. I haven't really replaced like big things yet. Like catastrophic big things. Like I haven't done that. I'm gonna do it at another time because this has put some thought into my head where it's like, okay, this is the second flood I've had to deal with. My old house before it sold, I had to deal with that flood and then now this one. And I'm like, okay, why have I held off buying a house? So I'm going to make that my goal for the end of this year. Buy a house. Fuck it. At this point, I know where I like to live. I'm just going to do it. Whatever. It is what it is. So that's going to be my vision. So I'm not going to buy anything big. I'm like, get rid of stuff that got ruined. I'm going to not repurchase, although I would love to get a new area rug, but I can't find anything that I like. And the ones that I did like are just not available anymore. So, or I had. Ugh. My phone just fell out of nowhere and I didn't even touch it. So, whatever. Anywho, so yeah, that's me taking care of that. There's going to be some changes coming forward. So, you know what, whatever. I'm just going to get into it. All right. Here we go. So, I somewhat announced about a week ago that a different outfit for each day of the week, what I wore to my new job. I am basically saying, "Yes, I have a new job. I do." And no, it's not doing hair. I got rid of my hair salon in September of 2025. Not because it was failing, not because I hated it, not because of any other reason besides that I didn't want to keep owning and I didn't know if I wanted to keep doing hair. So there was a couple of things that I was just like, I don't know what I want and I need to really sit in the uncomfortable soon. So I need to like start figuring out what I really want to do. You're 40. Let's start figuring it out. What do you want to do for the next 5 to 10 years? Do you want to be an owner? Do you want to work for someone? Do you want to, you know, travel the world and be a nomad? What do you want? What do you want? The questions that everybody asks themselves. So I literally was like, people are like, okay, well, if your salon's doing good, why are you closing? Everyone thinks I failed. Everyone thinks that it plummeted and it's shit. No, it's doing great. Like my salon was doing great. I'm saying it in the present tense because in that moment, it was doing great. And there was no reason for me to close it. I just didn't want to keep it because at the same time, I was working another job as being an executive assistant, well, personal assistant to a high net worth couple. And if you don't know what that means, that just means very wealthy people that need structuring in their daily lifestyles. That's my bread and butter. I have been doing it since I was 19. My first CEO was when I was 19 that I worked for. And then I worked myself through beauty school. I temped. I worked in a salon. And being a personal assistant is not that far off from being an assistant in a hair salon. That owner, I assisted an owner at the salon that I worked in because I had the background that I did. So it kind of helped me. And basically what that turned into was well, I didn't turn it into it. The city and the country went through a recession and everybody was like, "Oh, still people get their hair done, but they don't do it as often." So they had to make edits. So they did. And I then found, I was talking to my mom and my grandmother at the time, and they said, why don't you into like bigger companies that are temping? They're going to need people that are not fully hired, but they're going to want temps. And I didn't know really what it was. I was also at the time working at a movie theater. Yep. I was always with two jobs. There's always two jobs, always. So I remember I started temping for a company and I was going into all these businesses and like these corporate offices. And I was like, this is amazing. This is like something I really like. I like, working with somebody one on one. I like structuring their day, their week, their travel, their this. Like I can literally make their lives easier. And I started noticing I was making my own life easier by having like days. Yes, at some points do you hate it? Absolutely. You're answering to like the quote unquote man. If you put yourself out of that bubble and you don't think of it that way, you really, in all honesty, it's not that big of a deal. It really isn't. Like, I know people poo poo on this shit, but I don't know. I've never been one to give a shit about somebody that makes so much money. They make money. They earn it. They are the people that somehow make that conglomerate grow. So if I am the person supporting them and making them their days easier, that means that they grow even more and they value you. So it's almost like a push it, like in my head, I was always like very valued. So that's why from 2011 to 2019, I worked with my boss. It's a C-suite. So either my world that I've always worked in is ultra high net worth or C-suite, which is like chairmen, CEOs, CFOs, um, controllers, could be managing partners too. It's just it depends on where the structure is of the company. So you kind of just you see, I've mainly worked with chairmans or CEOs. Those have like the people that own the company or run the company. That's been my world. So I started noticing like, back in November. So November is when the people I were supporting, they were making changes and they actually said we don't need anybody right now and I was out of a full-time job. So I was let go, technically. It was a like a shock, but it also was not because I was already looking quietly on my own, but because I wanted to see like what I can get on my own. And it's just like the next length of like, okay, now shit, it's my little sister's wedding. It's holidays, it's New Year, but it takes a while to find a job. So if you're looking, give give yourself 3 to 6 months, okay? Cuz it takes a while. Um Except I think especially in the world that I work in, it could take a while because you're working directly with somebody, so your personalities have to mesh and go well together. So, basically, I ended up getting a job, and it's for a CEO, it's, in New Jersey, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm having fun. My hair is so I'm sorry, I keep playing with it. It's so clean. I need to, like, wave it and give it some grit because it's very clean. But it's basically a job that had to get put in the uncomfortable to get comfortable with the idea that I knew what I was missing and what I wanted and what makes me happy daily and what makes me feel like I'm going to be able to be a better version for myself for the next years to come. And, you know, giving up hair is not 100% because I've always had 2 jobs. It's just gonna look a little different. I'm not gonna do hair every weekend. I'm gonna do it on my terms. And if people don't wanna do that, then they don't have to. I have recommendations ready. I do. But it's something within me that I noticed my body was feeling very achy. I was feeling very, like, exhausted all the time. I was getting irritable, and I just knew that if something becomes more of a chore than enjoyable, I have to make a change. And that's what was happening. I felt like I was doing a consistent chore, and I don't like chores. I don't. I don't fucking like cleaning. I don't like anything. I'll hire people to do those things. And not to say that that's a bad thing. It's just the way I am. So, sorry. So, I noticed what I thrived in. Schedules. I am a person who likes structure. So, for me, I started to say, okay, you got the job. Now make changes. I'm going to see, like I said, clients maybe it's going to be 1 month, 1 weekend a month, maybe two. I'll see. I know in the beginning it's a little weird, but it is what it is. In order for me to be happy, I needed to make changes for myself. And it doesn't mean I failed. I will literally repeat this. It means that I was getting real with myself and knew what I wanted to go forward. And I think that that's the message here. Get uncomfortable with yourself to realize what you want going forward. Like it's really not that difficult to figure out if you like something or don't like something. You just have to put yourself in that uncomfortable position in order to say, do I want to work like this? Do I want to work like this? What's my love? What's my passions? What's my this? What's my that? And it doesn't mean I'm going to not own a company one day. It just means or business. It just means that I'm doing something different in order to get me to that next level at some point. Everything's a stepping stone. Um it's just how you really want to live your life and what makes you happy. And I have a great commute, not amazing. It's great. Better than going into the city, which is like 2 hours sometimes. Um, People are nice. Can't ask for more. I'm a person that's still gonna travel. I am still gonna do my buying my house, buying my whatever, doing the business that I wanna do. Um, and honestly, I get to see my friends more. I have my weekends back. I have enjoyment in the next phase. So I made the choice best for myself. And in all honesty, I am very happy. I was very sad for probably a few months. Like I was very down in the dumps. Like I was very open about it. I had my little stints of like, oh, I'm depressy. My mom would ask me, "Are you depressed?" I'm like, not really the happiest. My fucking apartment flooded. What else do you want?" So it's just there's certain things, mental health plays a part in the daily things that you do. And if you are not 100% thrilled in the things that you are doing daily, it's going to come out in other aspects. So I am taking full responsibility of all of my actions and my behavior for anything because it's not easy going through a lot of changes and especially one month after another. So my whole like attitude on things is changing. I'm sitting by myself, I'm redecorating my living room, I'm purging, I'm enjoying playing with my fashion for business casual, which hey, I don't have to, it's not that difficult, but I could wear what I'm wearing on this Sunday to my mom's house to the office. It's unless it's like a board meeting or something. But I'm literally like able to play with my fashion and I'm like excited about that because when I was younger and I worked at a very corporate office, I couldn't really play with fashion. I also didn't know how back then. I didn't focus on it. Now I'm like, ooh, I get to focus on like different things. I'm like, I'm so excited. It's romanticizing your life. Like literally, I made my living room. I put my bookshelves from another room into the living room and put my screen mask neon light in there and I created a whole fucking aesthetic. I was like sitting with my glass of wine, reading my book last night. I was like, ooh, I was like, this is a mood. Like, I love this. This is the part of life that, I'm going to start creating this. I don't care if I have little twinkle lights of like a baby sized Christmas tree. Like, there are things that I want to do. There's a cat going on the window. Yeah, she did that. I don't know if you heard that either, but she just dropped something. But there's certain things that like if you are wanting to live your life on your terms without giving a shit what people say, I don't think that's what I was talking about. I think I was talking about fashion, but both things. Who cares? Have fun with it. Have fun with your life and have fun with the way you want to dress. Be comfortable, look cute, and it'll vibrate off of you. Like it'll radiate off of you. And I'm here to live life on my terms and how I want to live them. So that means I have to do things that I want to do. And I know the things that I like to do, and I know the things I don't like to do. So here we are, and I still get to have my schedule of my spin classes. I just have to like make a couple of changes. Not all the time can I go to one studio. I might have to go to another studio, but it's how I'm going to make this work for me and how I'm going to make things work for the people around me. It is what it is. So nobody needs anyone's permission to make a change in their life. And I feel like I had said at some point, and I may have said it on a live, I don't know what it was. There was somebody that was on the Besties in Business podcast. I forget who she was. She came from corporate. She started something else. And she always said, if you don't like what you're doing, you could always go back. And that has stayed with me for a very long time. Where if I don't like what I'm doing, I know I could always go back to something I knew that I did enjoy or I did do. So here I am going back, but in a different way because it's a different company, it's a different person. And yes, I'm the executive assistant to a CEO. So things are going to change. I'm not going to be fully like, I do keep my business side business and then I keep my working life working life. Am I going to be any different of a human and act any differently? No, I'm not. But I'm going to edit sometimes what I say. That's all. It's not going to be completely like PG here or G rated. Is it G rated? It's going to still be PG-13 to potentially fucking rated R. All right. So I will not be changing. But I do want to get into what I'm reading, what I'm watching, and what I'm listening to because I am driving more. So I'm still watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. They're in Italy. I do love Erika Jane. I I, I love her thoughts. Southern Charm, that reunion was brutal. I don't know what it is about Salley, but she's kind of annoying. But I don't know what it is because I like her. So I don't know. Age of Attraction. Woof. I didn't see any of that coming. That was weird. And then there's a reunion. I am so scared, but I'm so excited. But then I'm also like, woof. That'll be interesting. But Love on the Spectrum's coming back this week. Love that show. So yeah. And I'm also catching up on The Rookie, Below Deck, and I'm starting to get into Southern Hospitality. I don't know. I used to watch it and then I fell off. So it's like one of those shows that's on in the background. It's great. Love Story. I didn't watch the last episode and there's a reason why. I know the ending. Everybody knows the ending, but I lived it. And it's like watching JFK Jr. and Carolyn. Oh, it's just so sad. So I'm like, I need to have a day where I'm like a night where I could just cry because I know it's gonna happen. Reading. All right. I finished Wildfire. I love it. Love it. Love it. I have moved it's that series from Icebreaker. I think there's a third book. I have to look it up. But it was good. I really think I want a hockey player or a pitcher. I don't know. It's weird. Just great. Yummy. I mean, then I also want a cowboy when I read a cowboy book. I don't know. Oh, does Riley Green know how to play sports besides golf? Because I watched him do a swing this morning and I was just like, hello, gorgeous. So now I'm reading Torn. This one's good. This one's like young girl getting to know herself, but then it's like somebody who was like her uncle because it's her dad's best friend and like was around her while she was being raised, and it's like, woo, there's a trope there. I never thought I'd be like, but is that bad? It might be bad, but is it bad? I don't know. It's weird. Big age gap. Big age gap. But it's very. I'm in the middle of it, so I'm just like I think I'm on page like 175 or something, and I'm like, woo, can't put this down. So yeah, so I'm doing that, and back in my reading era, which I really love because I think I've been missing it. And I've not been focusing on like going out and stuff. Like I'll go out and take myself on a date or I'll see some friends here and there, but it's like I'm not focusing on that. Like I'm focusing on like the me right now because I need a little extra self-care. Just got home from like a flood and living in a hotel for a month. So I'm like taking care of myself. Um, Listening to Let's Be Honest still, she had Tucker Whitmore on it, the singer, the country singer. Oh my God, he is so handsome. I had to look up who his ex-girlfriend was because I had no idea who it was. I still don't think I found it. I feel like it might be Megan Maroney. Might be. Hmm. Oh, I did buy concert tickets, by the way. So if that's what's listening to, I did buy See Here Now, and then I did Marilyn Manson and Rob Zombie, Riley Green. I'm all over the map, guys. I did see that a few other bands are coming in the area where I'm like, ooh, I want to see them. So yeah. Listening to Unwaxed, it's actually getting better to me. I think my brain was just not in the place for podcasts last couple of months, so it happens. And the poet Josie Balbka, she has a podcast. I just started listening to a couple of her episodes and I really liked it. So maybe give it a listen. I will put things in the show notes. And I hope everybody has a lovely week. And I hope you guys aren't upset with my decision. And if you are, oh well. Can't really do anything about it. It's my life and I get to enjoy it how I want and how I see fit. So, have an amazing week. I will see you guys probably at some point in April. I don't know which date I will put. I don't know. I'll make some sort of post about it. All right. So, I'm going to be posting a lot of fashion stuff. I'm going to be posting a lot of lifestyle stuff. So, I hope you keep up with it. See you guys soon. Bye.